Hey, welcome to Tech Tips everybody, with me Jacob. Today's episode is about the DJI Nano and my favorite settings in it. And, well, why? So we're gonna go through the slow motion, the colors, and the time-lapse. Because it has a few different features to it that makes them so special, and well, that's what we're gonna go through. So in general, in action cameras, you either go for the stabilization and all of the action shots, or basically go for their inexpensive and hardy, so you can put them outside and do time lapses and put them on slow motion spots that you didn't want to put your cinema camera, for example. So let's start with, I prefer using colors more than a higher frame rate for shooting like normal, because it has a little bit of an issue with the overheating if you go for 60 frames and shoot. So I prefer going back to 25 frames and up the color. So if we go into the settings, I can actually show that on screen here. I went out to in the woods with all of the beautiful fall colors, and the settings are 8-bit color, 10-bit color, and raw. And I know it can seem like it's good enough for having 8-bit color, but when you go into post-production, you actually want to tweak it a little bit. Those extra 2 bits actually give you quite a lot of extra pulling power, so you can adjust. And the raw just makes that take that to a whole nother level, and you can really pop the colors and pull down the highlights and lift the shadows. So you can really actually make whatever frame rate you have much nicer. So my first thing here is to have colors as good as possible, preferably raw. If you don't know how to handle raw, then go for 10-bit. It is so much better in post-production. You can use the footage much later on as well. The second thing I'm going to go through, I can show you here on the screen actually, is the time-lapse settings. So to set a time-lapse is just you take something that takes a very long time and speed it up and make it like interesting to see. So clouds going by, construction site being built, grass growing, ice melting, those kind of things that you don't want to sit there with the camera and wait forever. So the time-lapse setting, if you go into the corner, so what you do is you slide up to get your custom settings or your presets. So if I go to the side here, you have hyperlapse or time-lapse. We're talking time-lapse right now. So time-lapse is when the camera stands still and you're shooting. And then you have in the bottom here, you have crowds. And if you look down here, it says 10 minutes and half a second each. So it takes a shot every half second. If you're going to do clouds, it moves up to 1 shot every 2 seconds. And sunset is for 1 hour and it takes a shot every 3 seconds. And then it gives you a timer of how long that gives you. Yeah, so you get an hour of shots there. And if you do the custom one, you swipe up and then you can set how long you want the duration to be that you're shooting. And in the middle here, it says how much you get out of it. So for 2 minutes of video, use 30 minutes of shooting for half a second a time. So 1 frame every half second. So you can set this to what your clip is going to be. If you want to have a 10-second clip, then you can set it to be 10 seconds and then you get all the shots you want. Or if you don't really know how long you want to have it, then you can put it for a longer time, have more shots in between, and you just speed it up in post. And this is actually the nice part here, that you can actually get the calculator to see exactly how long it's going to be. So if you don't have the frames, then you don't have the frames. So I prefer shooting at the half a second and doing it that way. Also, every time we do the battery life tests or anything, we do 14 hours or so. So I can plug it in and it just keeps going until I stop it. So you don't have to set a duration time, which is also very nice. Okay guys, so we have done color and now we have also done our time lapses. So let's go into slow motion, the other end of these settings. So if you don't want to do 60 frames per second when you're just shooting normally, then you can shoot at 25 and talk. But then you can switch over all the way to 120 frames in 4K, which is unusual. That's the part that's really amazing with the Nano itself. You have 4K in slow-mo, it's 120, which is the part I really like. Usually you have to sacrifice your clarity in your shots to get the slower frame rates. But 120 is quite acceptable. Also, if you look at this drone shot, when you can see the propellers really slowing down, and that is a really nice feature. So you can really capture the small particles in the air, or you can capture the leaves in a little bit further away, compared to if you had a lower resolution, and then you have to have either your entire video in 1080 or you just get lesser quality in your slow-mo. So that's why I really like being able to use the full slow-mo set my time lapses and calculate how to do it. And every time I shoot, have as much color as I can, because then I can really pop all of the colors in post and make something nice. Even if I don't use it right now, in the future, I will have the option to do so. And I will thank past me for shooting it in RAW. And that's the tip for today with the Nano itself. These are my 3 favorite settings, especially if you're not doing stabilization things. These are like for general shooting, for having an action camera. That's small, inexpensive. You can stick it places where you're not worried about it falling over or being weathered, basically. So there you go, guys. Thank you so much for watching. I hope this helped. If you have any comments about what settings you prefer, you can write them in the comments, and we'll see you guys in the next one. So bye for now.